Well, as I've said earlier, you must understand that secularism originated as an ideology of morality and ethics, right? And that is its origin. And in that respect, it's very much part of modernity and the Enlightenment tradition. And it carries profound implications for how society should be developed. And insofar as people want to move in all societies towards greater democratization, there is a decisive aspect of universalism which comes along with that. And that universalism is expressed in terms of a universal humanity which must have rights regardless of their religious affiliations here. Indian secularism came in a context of defeat colonial rule in India, and became and was understood as something else, which was a unifying principle of collating different religious groups, and was claimed in India to be, if you like, tolerance. So the great difference is that since India was claimed to be essentially tolerant throughout the ages and so on, secularism arises out of the tolerance which is pre-existing and essential to Indian society. And the modernist and Enlightenment conception is that this is a new kind of tolerance that we're talking about, and it is tolerance arising out of secularism rather than secularism arising out of tolerance. Of course, there are problems with the Western form of secularism, there are problems with the Indian form of secularism. There are all kinds of difficulties, and that's also because modernity, and particularly capitalist modernity, means that you're dealing with constant flux, constant pressures, promoting alienation, promoting social despair, for which the essential balm has been the notion of some kind of progress. What are some of the great virtues of modernity? We live much longer than we ever did. We have an expansion of rights discourse for the elderly, for children, for women, and all that. The intolerances and horrors, genocide, fascism, communalism, all of these things. But we have no choice except to live within a critical and modest modernity and to fight to overcome these great evils with also the great goods. And what the future will be is completely open-ended, but there is no going back with the illusion that the tolerances of the past they can be of some help, but that they are the way in which we have to move forward. We have no choice but to move forward. Well, I think that this conference, I think both sides did not feel too happy with this conference. It degenerated into something a flagging match. I was disappointed with the manner in which the conference was organized, including the way that the title is put here, and the rather one-sided way in which invitees were invited to come here. But I'm sure that the other side feels equally disappointed about the nature of the response in terms of what they had in mind and what we think was the appropriate. I mean, Professor Chandok and myself feel that. So I think that the audience would have perhaps benefited more than the two sides who were involved in the debate. In that sense, it's okay. But I'm sure the organizers were disappointed, and certainly on our side we were also disappointed. But it's a good thing at least that the audience got to hear views and they can draw their own conclusions and go away.